You recall I used the word assist. We all have this manifesto. We both must read it. They may have their preferences. I may have my advice. Eventually, we must work together. Yes, it comes without saying.
Okay, thank you. I see your role as filling a management gap of controlling. If we see management as involving planning, organizing, directing, leading, coordinating, and so on. Now, so far as the controlling is concerned, it works with feedback, feed-forward mechanisms to achieve the KPIs. Are you going to work in that mode that you assist them, or you be the headmaster rule? You have failed, you have not.
I will not be a headmaster. I will be assisting, facilitating. It works better that way. I don't like words like control. They are all being appointed by the president and accountable to the president. But I think that in these matters, it's a collegial work. That's why cabinet is there to assist the president. We work together.
Thank you. Your response brings into focus what has gone on recently. MPs doing their work and somebody sitting remotely and assessing their performance and ranking them, which is not a typical performance assessment practice. Would your work lead to even ranking the ministers? Thank you.
No. The president's job is to rank them, not mine.
Honorable Deputy Ranking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Dr. Akoto, congratulations from Tafo. Mr. Chairman, let me ask the nominee, in an earlier answer to a question, he was, let me borrow this word, struggling to differentiate what his work and that of the senior minister will be. But let me just read a definition by Business Dictionary for him to see, and then after that I ask whether he thinks that there will not be an overlap. The Business Dictionary defines coordination to be synchronizing and integrating of activities, responsibilities, and command and control structures to ensure that the resources of an organization are used most efficiently in pursuit of the specific objective, along with organizing, monitoring, and controlling. Coordinating is one of the key factors of management. So you will see that definitely from what the senior minister said here, there will be some overlap. How do you hope to manage the possible overlap of TEF?
Mr. Chairman, everything is possible in the light of where you are coming from. But I think that the senior minister is accountable to what he says, and I am accountable for what I say. I was not here, and I don't know what he said. I don't see there being a conflict between my role. See, go and look at the budget statement. There's a definition of economic sectors, which does not include finance. Check. So are we saying that he's not going to coordinate finance? The answer is no. He made that statement. I think you should ask him to. I am going to help government machinery work effectively, efficiently, and timely.
Well, I permit you that. So, Mr. Chairman, I will just ask, in an earlier answer to a question, you said that the Chief of Staff is, just paraphrasing, is just to only manage the Office of the President. You know that the Office of President has an Executive Secretary, a Chief Director. How do you envisage, if we are going to restrict the Chief of Staff only working around the President, how do you envisage that with you and others, ministers, working with the Chief of Staff?
I don't know if you remember Mr. Nathan Kwao of the office of the president. I think he has a similar role. There's a difference between government machinery working and the presidency working. And Nathan Kwao played that role. And I think I see that similarity. The president wants it that way. John Ajegum Kufuor had a different view. Nana Addo Dankwa has this view going back to the Nathan Kwao model.
Mr. Chairman, in an earlier answer to a question, the nominee said that the energy sector problem is financial and not technical. What does it really mean by that?
Mr. Speaker, I think on the floor of the House over the last 4 years, you've heard me repeat that statement. You see, the capital requirements in that sector are so big that if you don't solve it properly, you'll be in trouble. One, right now the debt situation is huge. The recurrent expenditures are huge. And that's, in that sense, is financial. I mean, I know you when you were discussing with the Minister Dexter for Energy, there was an issue about what is the true debt position. I mean, even that in itself should tell you is a financial problem. What is the true debt position? How much is owed by government? Now, think about all the subsectors: TOR, BOST, VRA, GREDCO, GMPC. If you combine them and something goes wrong, the economy will collapse. It's in that sense that if we are not able to solve the financial situation, debt situation in particular, right now, there are about at least 8 banks whose position is as a result of the problems in the energy sector. If we are not careful, they can collapse. It's in that sense that I'm looking at it as financial.
Well, I will have had follow-ups, but let me just move on. Honorable, you served at one time as the board member of the Merchant Bank. Is that right?
If you were here, I related to the fact that as a consequence of being a deputy minister...
I knew that. I was just trying to get...
Oh, yes. SNIT, I chaired the SNIT investment board, and as a consequence, we were seconded to several boards. I went to the Merchant Bank board.
Do you remember when the negotiation to sell off that bank, when it started?
During our time, we never had any negotiation. In fact, to be factual, there was a problem with the situation of a client, 2 clients. And the governor then, Paul Akwa, was going to close the bank. And we decided that rather than closing the bank, we'll get SNIT to recapitalize. So the issue of sale never occurred. The question was, do you collapse it or do you make it run? And then we thought that it was better to recapitalize and have a way for the clients to pay properly. So we did not discuss a sale.
And you don't remember that at the board you discussed anything regarding the RAND groups?
The RAND group, they've been around for a long time. But the major shareholder, there were 3. SNIT, SIC, and there's a third one. I can't remember. Yeah, some people were discussing that. We, the board members, never went that route. And of course, at the end of the day, it's a board decision, not a management decision.
Well, Mr. Chairman, because of constraints, let